Hi guys. Okay, today we're going to touch on a video on the 2026 version of the Profisha 475. As mentioned in previous videos on the Profisha range, the whole range has been upgraded for the 2026 versions. This specific 2026 model is a full carbon, really nice boat. It's full carbon top deck, full carbon hull, carbon Kevlar hatches, carbon Kevlar Livewell, carbon Kevlar drywall. It's the Rolls Royce of 475s. But what I wanted to do today is touch on what are the changes, the little changes, what are the upgrades, what are the improvements on the previous model. Okay, so the kayak as a whole, the shape, the design, has had a few tweaks and a few changes. The first and biggest change is the tail area of the kayak. Okay, we'll do a little zoom in on a video on that, but the tail area of the kayak has been made a little bit wider. Okay, a little more volume this way. It's like your wife, you might have got a bit of a fatter ass, if you know what I want to say. But don't tell her I said that. But so we've widened the tail, we've widened the bum of the kayak, right on the tip, slightly wider, slightly more volume. For two reasons. One, it changes the sort of what we call waterline length of the kayak slightly. Tail comes up, nose comes down slightly, a little bit more glide, slightly more speed, but same length kayak. And of course, secondly, a little bit more volume in the tail, takes a little bit slightly more weight. So there we go. When I say weight, I'm talking about angler, overall weight, everything, just a little bit extra volume. So the big volume, big change, volume in the tail. Seat, footwells, lowered slightly, 10 mils, touch more stability. So that's the change in the seat and the footwell. Okay, so those two drop slightly lower, touch more stability. Then starting on the front, neoprene handle as mentioned. All the Profishas now have a nice soft neoprene, what we call drag handle. Carry handles standard. Side carry handles, I should say. Okay, then there's the recess area in front of the pedals. The recess area, like we've talked about before, upright rod holder, GoPro mount, rail blazer fitting, or whatever that fits into there now. So that's the change with the recess in front of the footwells. Okay, then we look at the hatch design. Internally, like I said, this is a really nice carbon Kevlar one, but internally the hatch is slightly wider than the previous 475. The rod chute also goes further forward. Okay, so touch more space in the fish hatch. It also has the step, like we've talked about, which allows you to put the battery box high up off the ground in case it gets wet. So there's the step in the box, standard, obviously pipe like we have in all the transducer models. Need to finish inside because of the way the box is made. So the whole back area is a smooth finish now. Livewell, slightly bigger, like I said, and like I talked about in the 525 model, the livewell and the fish box, a flat on a flat, better assembly for us, better all around when we join and put the kayak together, much more like a puzzle. So livewell, fish box, slightly bigger, more space. Dry hatch is exactly the same. The rest of the kayak, pretty much the same. The recess area for the livewell also slightly flatter. This means the opening and closing of the livewell much smoother and much easier. So some tiny little tweaks, but your main differences: the tail of the kayak, more volume, slightly wider, more volume. The livewell, the fish hatch, slightly bigger. The recess area, and the open drag handle. And then as we've also touched on in previous videos, all the screws now on the Profishas are a hex head stainless steel screw. Looks slightly better, slightly neater finish, and obviously it all around just looks a touch better. So yeah, that's the 2026 version of the Profisha 475. Yes, still has a transducer recess in the bottom. That's all standard, nothing's changed there. Just a few add-ons, a few tweaks, and here we go. The weights, you ask about the weights of the 475. So the 475 standard model, 26 kilograms, fiberglass, standard fiberglass model, 26. Then when you make a beast like this, finished weight, anywhere between 23 to 23 and a half, maybe 24, depending on the fittings that we put on it. But yeah, this is your full carbon model. Standard glass model, we obviously do, So 26 and a half, 26 and a half, standard glass model, 23 and a half, full carbon, baby. That's your average weight on a Profisha 475 in the 2026 version. Don't forget to like this video. Please send us some comments, any questions, anything you need. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll tell you what, if you can guess who this one is, it's not hard to guess, but this boat belongs to a very special person. Thank you.